Green salutations, Charlton 66 here once again with another video. I hope everyone's doing well. Like I said in my last video, which I will respond to the comments. I appreciate the comments. I hadn't had a chance to sit down to really, because I like comment. I don't like just saying, hey, thanks for viewing, blah, blah. I like to really read the comments, which I do, every single one of them, and comment accordingly to the comments. So, like I said in my last video, I was going to do another video this month, which is kind of unusual. My track record this last year or so. But anyway, I got some stuff left over from Baltimore, some filler books, which I don't like using that term, but it's just a lack of a better term. Books that I really want in my collection, I love to read, and so I can have runs of my favorite series and some stuff that is just part of my collection. You don't need the big books or the expensive books or the keys that everyone loves to use that phrase now to have a good comic book collection. As long as you enjoy it, as long as you enjoy what you're reading and the characters and everything else, all is good. So, first things first, I was on the 4-Color Fossils last Wednesday. If you have not seen that, check them out. We're on every Wednesday night with Graphic Man's channel. Myself and a bunch of other collectors are on that program. Talk about older books. That's all we really talk about, and just have fun. So check them out. It's a good time. But I did show a couple of these books I got in the mail. The Shadows Journal, the Shadows Circle. They call it a journal. It's all about the shadow, and really good stuff. There's an ad on the back for the Doc Savage and Shadow books. What's really neat about this, and the other one I'm going to talk about in a minute with Doc Savage, is if they really talk about the shadow as if he was real. Some of the articles, like this, talked about his finances, how much it takes to operate, the cost to operate his operation. Clothing to ammunition to cars to people to anything you can think of to have his crime fighting operation going. And there's articles like that in here, which is really, really fun. Great artwork, great written articles. But again, the Shadow Circle, this is number 4. This just started, so you can still get these individually sent to you. Get a subscription or get them through Amazon. But I highly recommend it if you're into pulps, if you're into the shadow and that kind of stuff. Obviously, if you're into the shadow, but it's worth getting. I really enjoy it. And of course, the other one, the companion to that, by different people, but I call it a companion because it's Doc Savage, the Bronze Gazette. Of course, this was James Bama, talking about James Bama, and other features and articles in this as well. Again, this is another one you can subscribe to or get individual issues. These guys, you can find them on Facebook, and the Bronze Gazette's got a website as well as the Shadow Circle. I've mentioned them before on my channel, but again, these are some newer issues. So I'm kind of going backwards. Went to Frederick Comic-Con yesterday, a little comic convention we have once or twice a year in Frederick. The Annandale one happens much more often, but it's cut into half with sports cards, which I have no interest in. But there's still good shows, still good local shows. The one in Frederick is all comics, great dealers, and so I found some stuff yesterday. It's like one of those things now. For me, I'm kind of focused. Again, Charlton is what if I see Charlton books I need or one, I'm there. But I'm also trying to narrow down some new finds and some new loves, which I'll talk about here in a second as far as the comic book world is concerned. Found this from Warthog Comics. Damian Hill, great guy to deal with. Smiling Jack. This is the giveaway. There was 3 giveaways. I got the shoe store giveaway, which is from 1938. I forgot to see what this one is. This is Popped Wheat. And this is from 42 or 47. I think this is the one. The Pop Wheat, I think, is from 47, if I'm not mistaken. It's on the back. The giveaway. The Pop Wheat giveaway. I got the shoe store one, which is much older, but this is so cool. You know, Smiling Jack is one of my new loves, what I collect. Super Comics, his Dell appearances. I think Popular Comics, I think. But of course, giveaways, Big Little Books. There's a lot of Smiling Jack material, more than I realized. But I love the aviation strips. Big Black Hawk fan. And so Smiling Jack's really cool. Just love the title, the characters. It's pretty fun strip. It's the longest aviation strip that ran in the newspaper from 1938, I think, to 73. So that was a good find to get. A beautiful copy of Cheyenne Kid number 15. I've not got these in new bags yet. I'm still waiting on my E. Gerber shipment to come in. They have, it's been about a week and a half, so I'm thinking within the next few days. If I don't get after Thanksgiving, it might be held up a little bit. But it's a beautiful cover, beautiful shape. Got this from Basement Comics, Al Stoltz, Basement Comics, which is another great guy to deal with if you're into older books. This was a great buy. Bobby Benson's B. Barbie Riders number 7. Nice copy. I was very happy to find this. Big ME Western collector. Love ME Westerns. This is, was it the ME at the time? There's usually MEs on the cover. Magazine Enterprises is what I'm referring to for folks who don't know. Now this is Parkway Publishing at this time. Has not come under the Magazine Enterprises purview yet. I believe Bobby Benson was Magazine Enterprises. I'm pretty sure it was. I could be wrong. But this is a beautiful copy. Out of the bag, it really looks good. Got nice gloss. Pretty nice book. I could have sworn it was ME. I'm pretty sure that it changed. I'll put this in the bag later. I don't want to mess anything up. I'm pretty sure it changed to ME. Hold on one sec. I'm back. No problem. Yes, I'm back. Great. Yeah, I am right. It's Magazine Enterprises. I don't know what gave me that I guess looking at it, Parkway Publishing, I guess it's under Magazine Enterprises, but the guide lists this as being in Magazine Enterprises, and I've got other issues of Bobby Benson, and it's Magazine Enterprises, so that's a cool book. One of this series I've discovered a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, but this Gold Key put out these giant size. They're not. It's not. What am I trying to think of? The Dell Giants. It's not. It's like that, but it's not. Obviously, it's Gold Key. It says it right there. But this is Rocky and his Fiendish Friends in Hollywood. I've got the Halloween issue. But these are cardstock covers. The spine on this, you can see, is still beautifully intact. And the problem with these are just that, as you know, with the Dell Giants, with the cardboard covers, that they're split. Once a fold gets in them, it's done. You can't find them in this nice shape. And when I do, I snag them up. I love these Gold Key 80-page giant books. It's just a delightful cover. Great, you know, anyone who grew up in the 60s and 70s has watched Rocky and Bullwinkle, and there's a lot of these. I don't know how many issues. I meant to look it up before I came online. But there's a nice set of these, and when I see them, I'm gonna pick them up every time. So that was a nice find. Also at the Frederick show, I didn't pick up a lot, but this is an anomaly to me. Um, I gotta look at this and see how they did this. It says Wild Frontier, Charlton, number 7 presents Cheyenne Kid. But look at the Wild Frontier. It looks like it's been stamped on there, and I haven't researched this enough to really speak accurately on this. But I love the cover. Dick Giordano cover. Nice Charlton for the collection. That's what I picked up at the Frederick show. There were a lot of great books there, but a lot I strictly looking for specific books. Smiling Jack, Charlton, and people did have some nice Charltons. I either had them or the price was out of my tax bracket at the moment, and to upgrade them. I've got some that I saw there. I'm like, oh man, this is much better than mine. But it's tough to do that. And I can use the money for some other books. So that was at the Frederick show. Working backwards. This is where I got the rest of the stuff from Baltimore. This, I was exposed to the New Gods as a young reader, but not understanding them. I might have read 1 or 2 as a child, as a little kid, the Jack Kirby stuff. It wasn't until I really said I'm a comic collector. I'm collecting these comics. I want to read them. I want to save them. That I wasn't really turned on to the New Gods until I read The Return of the New Gods, and that's when I was really aware of them. And it struck in my mind. Oh, I remember these characters. But these are just really fun. I think Jerry Conway wrote these. Don Newton artwork, and that's when I really had an affinity for Bug for some reason when I was reading these. He was a funny little character. These were like $1 or $2 a piece, and I can't find mine in my collection at the moment, so I don't like buying doubles. But I do have a few in here that I don't have, so I'm very happy to have this. I think first issue special, Return of the New Gods, I think that's what it was. They popped in, but this is the one that I remember where I'm like, yeah, I'm a fan of these guys. And then I started looking back, and then of course they referenced Jim Nielsen 133 in this, and this came out in '77, so I was 11, and so I was able to understand I need to go to the comic store that I was going to, Barbarian Books, and I was able to get these other issues of the New Gods and really expand my horizons when it came to these wonderful Jack Kirby characters that I still think is untapped as far as potential without messing them up. I don't like what they did to the mother box. The mother box is stupid. Why would you have a cube when it was cool that they fit on their waist, size, a little bit bigger than a tablet? Why would you? It doesn't make sense. Then you got to carry this big block around all the time. Doesn't make sense. This is number 14, Return of the New Gods. And I haven't read any newer comics from DC with these characters in it, so I don't know what they've done with them. I'm sure, knowing how DC and how the new comic book market's being run, I'm sure Jack's turning over in his grave, see what they've done with, well, a lot of his characters, not just the New God characters. This is number 15 with a great cover on this one. I'm thinking, who is this? I think it's Buckler. Oh yeah, it is Rich Buckler. Look at Bug right in the fight. Forager. He's a cool character. He was fun. Number 17. This is a Starlin cover, I believe. Yeah, Starlin cover. This is just great stuff. And, unfortunately, well, not unfortunate, but it's good. People really don't know about this or care. And it's very cheap. Like I said, these are like $1 or $2 a piece. New Gods number 18. This, I don't know who did the cover on this one. But it's really a great looking cover. And again, Bug's right there in the in the fight. And then I hit my ROM, getting ROM when I can. This is number 34. Again, they're just good reads. It's unfortunate that comics like this are not sought after. Like, to me, these so-called keys that are modern books that are far inferior than what I am showing now. And these are just comics you can just buy, any box at any comic book store, really. They're not sought after. They're just priced accordingly, which is great. Great reading. ROM 35. ROM 59. That's a great cover. Got my man Bob Layton inking it, which makes it a book for me, big time. Anything Bob Layton, love it. ROM number 57. ROM 56. And again, I think these are $1 or $2. ROM 61. Nice condition black cover there. And then a friend of mine, a common friend, but Instagram friend, I had sent him some Westerns that I got at Baltimore, some Westerns he was looking for. And he was nice enough to send me an AOK full of Charlton hot rod comics, which anyone who's trying to complete some Charltons or some runs in their collection know the hot rod magazines or the hot rod comics are not that readily available. They're kind of I don't say they're hen's teeth, but they're hard to find. And he sent me a nice stack of these. I'm going to go through them pretty quick because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but they're fun. Jack Keller, great stuff. He did a lot of great artwork. Some of these are some really good covers. The bags need to be changed in the boards, but like I said, I'm waiting for the Gerber order to come in. And these will be some. I've read about half the stack, and these bad boys will be some fresh Mylar. And they're gonna look freaking aces once I'm done. But here is Hot Rods and Racing Cars number 75. Looks like a Jack Keller. No, I don't think this is Keller, but it's still a good cover. Grand Prix number 30, which has some different racing cars on the cover, which is very cool. Drag Strips and Hot Rodders number 13. This has a Jack Keller cover. Anyone who's not familiar with Jack Keller might know his westerns, Silver Age and Bronze Age with Marvel. He did a lot of westerns at that time, Silver Age and Bronze Age. This is a great cover. Like, other than the Vacation typeset or the Vacation trade dress on it kind of ruins the cover, but didn't take away that much from the artwork. This is number 44, Hot Rods and Racing Cars, and I'm talking about that right there, which is kind of annoying. Hot Rods and Racing Car, no Drag Strips and Hot Rodders, number 5. Great stuff. And I think Charlton, there was another company that I was going to buy. I almost bought a hot rod book from them. I don't know who it was from, but there was another hot rod comic strip from the Golden Age that I thought Charlton had the market on it, but there was another company that I saw that had it. It was $150, and it was kind of a cool book. But I don't know how many was in the run. I don't know if it was a one shot. And I kind of left it, and I kind of kicked myself in the rear leaving it. I should have picked it up. But for the most part, there's a Bronze Age And Silver Age, I've not seen other than the cartoons and the magazine, black and white magazine of hot rod stuff, but I've never seen comic books, color comic books, other than Charlton with the hot rod motif. Dragon Wheels number 32. If anybody knows of any other company other than the one that I just mentioned, and I can't remember, I want to say Avon, but I don't think it was. Hot Rods and Racing Cars number 103. But I think during this time, I think Charlton was the only one putting out all these different hot rod and dragster magazines. Dragon Wheels number 35. It's almost like the Archie books. There's all these different hot rod racers. I don't know what this is. Number 5. All these different ones, man. It's hard to keep track of which one. I know I have Hot Rods and Racing Cars number 1, which that's the start. So I'm very happy I have that. I bought that from Damian Hill as well many years ago. That's number 74, Hot Rods and Racing Cars. World of Wheels, number 17, Jack Keller on the cover on that. And talking to one of the fellow Four Color Fossils, our foreign correspondent Paulo Costa, he was saying how Jack Keller really drew these cars pretty accurate, which I was surprised. I was thinking just draw a cool looking car and put it in the comic, but apparently, according to Paulo, who writes for racing car and car magazines, he knows his cars, saying that Jack Keller pretty much had a pretty good rendering on these racing cars, which is very cool. Number 115 of Hot Rods and Racing Cars. I like the logo. It's very cool. Hot Rods and Racing Cars what number is this one? 75 it looks like. Hot Rods and Racing Cars number 100, which is no big centennial issue or anything like that. It's just no thick comic, just regular 100th issue. Hot Rods and Racing Cars number 88. Hot Rods and Racing Cars number 92. Pretty cool cover. And Surfing Wheels number 4. Last but not least, Hot Rod Racers number 2. All right. Well, that's that. Thanks for tuning in. If you got comments, please leave them. I love reading the comments, and my apologies for not responding back to the comments that you left in my last video, but this weekend I plan to do so, at least on Thursday after I eat. I got a couple cool westerns that I picked up that I'm going to dig into, and at some point I plan to, between Thursday and the weekend, respond to comments on this video and my last one. So I do enjoy reading the comments on my videos. Got any questions or comments, concerns, anything that comic related or collections or pulps or sci-fi or westerns or something, anything that I've always discussed here, and I love the discussion. And that's what takes me so long to get to the comments. It's just I like a long answer. I like giving a long answer to it. So All right, guys, I kept it under a half hour, which is great. And I appreciate everyone tuning in, watching. Hit the thumbs up. You know what people always say: hit the bell, the thumbs up, leave a comment, all that kind of good stuff. Keeps things rolling, and I enjoy reading everything, like I said. All right, you guys have a great holiday. Celebrate it however you wish, however you do. Do your thing. Enjoy the food, or just enjoy just the time off. Relaxing, you know, we all need it, especially this day and age. All right, you guys take care.